I'm not on? Oh shoot. Let's switch sound. There we go. Well, that seems to happen to me quite a lot. I will start my video and it will be looking up at my ceiling, and you guys really don't want to be seeing my ceiling. You want to be seeing something that I'm going to be making. So here I am. It's been a while since I've done a poly burlap wreath. I'm trying to get all of my prep work off my table here, but we are going to make a wreath tonight. I showed you on my Facebook page using this check mesh with the yellow, and I showed you this yellow center that is right here. This is like the prototype, so hopefully the one we make tonight will look a little bit better than this. But I'm going to show you how to make this, and I'm going to show you how to make the wreath using this check mesh. And I only used a half a roll, which is good because that will get me 2 wreaths with one of these rolls. So let's get started here. I do want to welcome you. If you are on my Facebook page, make sure to like and follow my page. I'm trying to find my comments. Let's see, there we go. I'm finding my comments. Hi everybody. This will be a live put on my YouTube channel as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the middle. We're going to do something different. We're going to start with the middle first, and then we're going to do the flower, okay? So what you're going to do is, I love these. These are just little like 4.8 inch styrofoams that I get at Dollar Tree. You get 2 in a pack. I just love these. I use these on a lot of my wreaths, and you just can't go wrong. So the first thing we want to do is we do want to make the back. We want to have a way for this to go in our wreath frame for the center. So let's just share this. If you're not in Wreath Creators and More, make sure you join. I do have the, there, I'm going to put it in my Christmas tree tutorial group as well. So let's get started, okay? I'm going to take this styrofoam, and I'm going to take you can use a piece of wire. You don't have to use a pipe cleaner. It's up to you. And I'm just going to take these little floral pens, and I know that you've seen me do this before. I'm going to do it at an angle. And you can do a few of these if you want. And then I'm just going to take a piece of felt. And of course, I did not get this felt ready before I hopped on with you. So, let's see here. Okay. We're going to take a piece of orange felt that's cut. So let me just make a little cut here. It really doesn't matter what color the felt is that's going on this back, because it will not be seen. And then I'm just going to take some glue and put on the felt, and then this will be the way we can put on your center onto your wreath, okay? And then what I do, just an extra step here, I really like these Quilter Pens, I guess is what they're called, and they have like a little T on them, and I just love them. So I'm just going to kind of put them in. The glue is still really hot, so I'm going to try not to burn my fingers here. And I'm going to just put 4 basically. There you go. And with that glue in there, that's going to it's going to kind of help secure the pen, so it's not going to go anywhere. So this new thing with my iPad here, when I do these lives, so I watch them. And if you're on YouTube, thanks for watching. I do these lives on my Facebook page. I don't see all the comments, and it's kind of frustrating. So, okay, so now what are we going to do? We are going to take, I saw this on craftoutlet.com. It is a 2.5 inch, I believe, yep, by 20 yards poly burlap. And I got this. They don't have a lot of colors, but they do have the yellow. And I've already tried using the white deco mesh, and I'm going to show you what I did for these over here, but I haven't made a full one. But again, I bought the ribbon just so that I could give it a try for you. But all you're going to do is take, for the poly burlap, you're just going to cut 5-inch just 5-inch strips. Okay, I'm not going to use my wood burner for that. So I think I'm going to need about 23, 24 of them. I'm not sure. We'll see. So you're just going to take it and you're going to fold it over. And you're just going to fold it in together like that. Kind of gather it a little bit. I'm going to place it on my disc. And then I'm going to, actually I think I need to go this way with it. And at an angle, I'm going to put a pen in that, a floral pen, as I should say. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that that puffs up a little bit. So I'm going to do another one, and I'm just going to, as you can see, I'm just gathering it just a bit, okay? And I'm going to put it right beside it. And if you want to use some glue with this, go right ahead. And honestly, I really am not going to care if if my pens go all the way through, just because you're not going to see that part of the back of the center for your flower. But I know that they did have some like tan color, brown, beige. I don't know that they had it in stock, but that's the story of everything right now. Nothing is in stock, right? Which is frustrating. But things will get back into stock, and you will be able to make all this. I think that does Craft Outlet have the yellow 10-inch poly? I see everybody hopping on. Hi, everybody. So, what I find interesting is I do this on Facebook, okay? So I do this on Facebook, I record it on Facebook, and then I put it on YouTube. So when it's put on YouTube, it's already recorded, and I really can't change anything about it. But there'll be times when I have people who will say, and I honestly, I get a giggle out of it. They say, you talk too much. Well, you know, I try to work and talk at the same time. I'm in a room by myself, so just trying to do the best I can. So you're just going to make loops, okay? And we're going to go all the way around. I didn't feel like I could do some of this and not show you how to do it. So I wanted to make sure that we did the whole thing. I did prep the wreath a little bit already, so that you're not watching me fold my petals in boredom. So anyways, but if you're on YouTube and you're watching this video, make sure you like and share and subscribe so that you can get all the different, I'd like to do more crafty things. What do you guys think? Things that might not be wreaths, but just crafty things in general. So let me know in the comments if that's something you would like to see. Okay, so we got almost this first layer done. All right, yep. That will be the first layer. And I think you too could use these, you know, these little tea pens as well. But the floral pens are just a little bit cheaper to use than the tea pens, I think, personally. So now we're going to do our second layer. So what's important here is that we cover that metal. You don't want to see the pens. So I'm just going to keep doing that. Is everybody enjoying spring? Spring has sprung here in Michigan, which I am so thankful after such a cold winter. It's great. There we go. I find it that I get closer to the center, that glue right here, like that just popped through. It gets a little bit harder to deal with. But if you find a better way to attach these, let me know, okay? Because I would love to share that with everybody. Do what we can to help each other out, right? Alrighty. And I'm kind of trying to go kind of fast, but you know, you can take your time. But I like the whole poly burlap. I don't really like that one. I don't like how that one went down. Let's take that one out. Because I don't want it to get too, and you could also do these in 6-inch strips as well if you wanted to do that. right, so if you are in Wreath Creators and More, give me a little heart emoji. I always like to see all the emojis go up my screen. I just think that's really cool. And that's something my little girl always likes to do. If she sees, you know, I have her and she sees a live, and she she just wants to press it so bad, and I'm always worried that she'll press the wrong emoji, and, you know, then a mad face goes up, so, you know. Anyhow, okay, so as you can see, we're getting there into the middle here. And with this one, yeah, I think I ended up using the T-pens. They're actually Quilter pens. I know I'm not saying them right. And if you're a quilter, I do apologize. I'm not a quilter. So, I'm gonna use those pens now, I think. I think this is what I did. And that's why you want to kind of fold it on top of each other there, because you want it to stay. And at this point, I would probably put a little bit of glue. I'm not going to do that right now, but I would probably recommend adding a little bit of glue, because I don't want to burn my fingers and I want to get to the next thing. But after we're done, like tomorrow, I think I'm going to go through and add just a little bit of glue underneath these to kind of help hold them in. So, got quite a few friends watching tonight. Hi, friends. Let's see here. All right, so we're going to do about 2 more, I think. And then we're going to get started on the flower. Now, I am going to tell you that I'm not going to put the center on the flower. I'll show you what it looks like tonight, but the person I'm making this for is a friend, actually, from church, and we're going to put a dark brown looped center in it for her, because she has a dark brown door. But I wanted to kind of show you how I did the center, because, you know, we all want a new center, something different, right? Okay, I'm going to have to cut a few more of these. All right. Okay. There we go. So we've got our center, and at this point, you could do like a little jewel. You could do whatever you want, but I'm going to put a couple more loops in here. I think, let's see, I think we're going to do 2, but let's just cut 3, just to be sure. So at this point, you know, you got to try to, it's a little bit trickier, okay? So I'm going to try to see if I can remember how I did this, basically. Do you guys ever do that? Do you do things and then you're like, okay, how did I do that? I was trying to work on editing a video today, and I clicked on something, and I know it changed the view, but then I couldn't remember how to do it, and I was just like, oh. So let's see here. So I'm just I'm still doing the fold, but we're wanting to kind of go through here and put these pens. Also, you could get, if you were doing yellow, there are yellow pens you can get. Okay, so let's do, there's 2 there. Let's do 1 more here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin it on this side. I don't know why my pens are on the wrong side of me here. Then I'm going to pin it. It's just really, you're just going to have to work with this and just do your best to hide those pens. You have to play with your, like, bring it up a little bit. Like right here, I want to put another pen in. Alrighty. So, and then you're just going to kind of run with it. You're going to kind of just mold it until you get the look you're looking for. Like, that's a little, I think that looks pretty good. What does it look like to you guys? You can see the pen right there, but if you took some glue and you put the little glue stick tips that I use. I know that you've seen me on my hands. And then just kind of hold it down there. That's what you should do. So that is what the center looks like. So as you can see, not many pins came through the bottom, but that's okay. So my first one, I had lots of pins come through the bottom. So this is what you can do with the 2.5-inch poly burlap, and you get like 20 yards. It's like a ton. So now if you're going to use this deco mesh, and I wish they had this in the white, I would suggest doing a 10-inch strip and folding over once and then folding over again. And then that way you're going to have a more darker look. Is that what I want to say? Versus if you were to do that. Okay? And you could even triple that. You could do this by 15 inches and triple it too. So that's what you're going to do with the white. So let's go ahead and get started on our actual wreath. And I'm going to check our messages. So just something different for you guys to try. And hopefully they'll get some new colors too. That would be really nice. So I really like the 10-inch kind of, I guess this is the box wreath frame. I get these from consumercrafts.com. I love that place. I always leave the places that I shop at in the description box if you're on YouTube right now. What I like about it is it has 5 sections, and each wreath is divided in these crossbars, and so you've got 5 sections. So that's what we're going to work with tonight. Now I do take a piece of canvas, and this is the 5 mesh canvas. Let me see here. You would buy this at like Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and it just says 5 mesh, and it's just really flexible. That's what you're going to buy. It's going to be like in the yarn section. So I've already cut out enough for the middle section, and I've attached it with the zip ties, okay? So that's what you're going to start with, okay? So then I already took and did some of these leaves because I wanted to kind of be kind of proactive and take care of part of it, because I've shown you this before. If you have watched the buffalo plaid wreath, we're doing it the same way, okay? We're doing it the exact same way, except we are not layering any. We're not doubling anything up. So at this point, what you're going to do is you have each section here, and you're going to have 2 yellows, or like if you wanted to do purple or other colors, you're going to have 2 petals in each section, okay? So that makes 10, let's see, is that right? Am I right? Yeah, 10 petals for the first row. Now let me tell you what we're going to do. Okay, we are going to put them on the second bar, not this bar, but the second bar. And then we're going to work on the second row. We're going to go to the next bar. And then for the center, we're going to use this canvas to attach them to. So it's very important to remember that. Okay, so I cut all of these yellow. You're going to need 25 10 by 10 inch yellow. And I cut it with my wood burning tool. And I'm going to show you how I use my wood burning tool in a moment. But I already cut that. So what I want to show you here, I guess I should show you how to cut the check. So let me just show you that really quick. I'm going to put my glass. You might get a little bit of glare from the light above. So this is the mesh, okay? So you have to figure out, how do I cut this in a way that it's going to not have little edges out? So what I did was I cut through the second part. So what happens when you open this up, let me just show you. When you open a roll of this, this is what you're going to get, okay? That's what it's going to look like. So, but here's the thing. You don't want those edges. They're not going to help the look of your petal. So what I want to do is I want to go between, there's either 3, like this one. It's kind of funny because, yeah, there's 6. There's 6 lines of that yellow. So either go between the 2 or the 3 part. Now, when we do this, so let me do this first. I'm going to go through and cut in between them very carefully. Yeah, Over here I just went over one, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to cut it, and normally we would cut these 10-inch petals, but we can't do that, and let me tell you why. Right here is where the 10 inches, well, I want more than one strand for this, so I'm going to go over a little bit. So it's going to be almost 10.5 inches. But that's with only this check mesh because there's so many openings. So that's how you're going to cut it, all right? So then that way, on each side, you don't have that little white edges sticking out. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm going to see if my comments. So I hope that that makes sense. So I'm going to do it one more time for you. So I'm going to measure it. Here's my 10-inch mark, but of course I have to go over here. And I'm going to cut in between. So it's like 10.5 inches. And yeah, I didn't cut that very good, but that's okay. I'll use that as the side I fold. So I'm going to turn off my wood burner. And this is a wood burner. I did get this at Hobby Lobby. It's $14.99. I used my 40% off coupon. And as you can see what tip. It's just that flat tip. Can you see that? I don't want to burn myself, but that's the tip. So, okay, so let's put this and we'll get busy. You know I can do this pretty fast. Okay. So I did leave my Etsy shop. If you want to buy one of these wreaths, they are very few available because there is not a lot of this mesh available. And then of course my tutorials too. I have premium tutorials that you can buy and join some groups. So we're going to focus on this crossbar. So we're going to put 5 of our checkered meshes on those crossbars. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all of these in here. And then I'm going to show you how to put it on. So, okay. So watch what I do here. Really, it's really simple. We're going to take our curled side up. We're going to meet in the middle. And we are just going to gather it. Yep, I'm thinking of another flower. I'm like, wait, am I making the right flower? I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to put my fingers in between it. And I'm going to bring this petal over the right petal. So the left petal goes over the right petal. And I think you're probably seeing it differently when you look at it, but from the video. And then I'm just going to set it right in here. And do that. Take another one. Again, curl side up. This one has a wayward strand there. Meet in the middle and gather it. I take it in between my 2 fingers here and I just take that one and go over the top. So while I am working on this, everybody tell me where you're from and what the weather was like today. Are you from the United States? Are you from Canada? Are you from Russia? I know I have people from Australia and Ireland watch. Tell me where you are. I would love to see that in the comments after I'm done. And this video will be posted on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, this is a Facebook Live. And as you can see, I'm doing this pretty fast. And it's in those bracket bars. It goes in between 2 petals of yellow, and then you're going to have a petal of the check over top. So, oh, we already have one there. I'm not sure why I'm getting one out. Okay. You just kind of squeeze it, and you're going to shape your petal. And that's all you do. So now we can work on the second row. Now the second row we're going to do a little bit different. We're still going to put the same amount of petals, but we're going to do it, we want to stagger this mesh in such a way that we're not overlapping it. And you can do it that way if you want to do that, but I like to stagger the look. That's just me. So again, we're going to work off our sections. So here's the next bar. So we are not going to put any on the crossbars this time. We are only going to, let me get this out. So we're not going to put it on the crossbar. We're just going to put it in between the crossbars. So we're going to put 3 on at a time. So I'm going to put 1 yellow here, 1 yellow here, and then a check mesh in the middle, okay? So that way we're staggering it. So let's just do, again, if you watch, you just meet in the middle. It's a little bit easier to do it with this too, just so you know. If you want to do all poly burlap, you could do that too. And I love poly burlap. This is what I get asked a lot. People say, can I use deco mesh? Can I use just fabric mesh with itself? You can use those items. It's not going to turn out like this one is though. So you need to be prepared that your wreath is going to look different, because deco mesh has a mind of its own, and you really have to know how to fold those petals. And I would recommend my friend Michelle Noble of A Noble Touch. She has a YouTube channel. Go check it out, because she has some amazing videos there. So as far as deco mesh, so as you can see, I have 2 yellow. Now I'm going to take and put a mesh or a check mesh. So now I'm just going to try to hurry this along so that you're not here all night. I appreciate you staying with me. You guys are great. Okay. All right. See, my comments go away and I don't see them on. But after tonight's live and in the morning, I will see your comments. So just got to bear with me. I'm going to try to move my iPad over a little bit. Okay, so let's get some more. So now we're going to do it again. And that way you've got 2 yellow here, a check, and 2 yellow. But we're working within that section. Does anybody have special plans for Mother's Day this coming weekend? Are you going out of town? But if this is on YouTube, Mother's Day has probably already happened. So, trying to create some small talk. Tell me what you're doing. I already got some roses today, so I'm pretty happy about that. I do need to arrange them. I haven't gotten a chance to arrange them yet in a vase. All right. We take one of our checks, our check mesh. I always would call it window pane, and I guess it's the wrong term. Okay, my nails get in the way here. I like my nails. I like the way they look, but sometimes they do get in the way. Okay, let's go over, do the next section here. All right, there's my, what's the mesh called? This is poly burlap. It's 10-inch rolls, and I really like the 10-inch. It's probably one of the most I work with. And then this is called poly burlap check burlap, I believe. So we're almost to the middle. We'll do the middle. I'm going to show you how to do the middle. And it looks a little bit different than like my buffalo plaid wreath. That's really, really popular. People seem to like that one. So, okay, one more check. So if you like to make wreaths, how long have you been making wreaths? This is my 4th year making wreaths. So tell me how long you've been doing it. And tell me if you're a newbie and you just want to learn how to make them. Because I never thought that this would become the business it has become. I just never thought that. So, but here I am, 3.5 years later. So as you can see, I do the 2 yellow, and then I like to go over top with this because I want that to be the focal point of our wreath. So or do you watch me just because you like to watch somebody craft and my back is hurting? So, because I'm leaning over. Okay. I wish I could do lives like all the time, but I have a family to take care of and it's just not always practical. So, anyways. I see a lot of newbies here. Alrighty. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how to do the middle. We're going to do all the yellow first. We're going to space it out so that we do all the yellow, and then we're going to go back and do the check. So, hold on. We're almost there. I just love the look of the yellow. It just reminds me of sunshine. So, it's just, can't help but make me smile, you know? When I first met my husband, he said yellow was his favorite color because his grandmother told him that the sun makes everything grow. And it was yellow, and that was why that was his favorite color. I thought that was such a sweet story because his grandmother had such a big influence on his life. Okay, so let's get rid of all these little zip ties. So you're gonna need one roll of the yellow poly burlap, one roll of the check burlap, and you're not gonna use all the check, okay? You're just gonna use half of it. And then if you want to do leaves, I always do leaves. I will show you how I do the leaves. So now we're gonna take our, so I'm looking at this, and so wherever this is, I'm going to look here. Actually, let me see, what did I do before? Let's see, we did, I have to think here. So what I'm going to do is over the check, I'm going to start it here, and I'm going to probably come through, about a ½ inch is where I'm going to put the zip tie. And I'm going to I'm going to start off and I'm going to put a yellow right there. And so what we want to do is we want to stagger the yellow, and then we're going to go back in with the top layer of the check. All right, so I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go in front of the other check, because I want the other check to go in between. I want to stagger it. Again, you're going to go through the canvas about a ½ inch in, maybe a little bit more from the rim. Okay. So each row will have 10 petals. No, it's more than that actually, isn't it? It's 15, 15, and 10. That's what it is. Sorry about that. Don't want to make this difficult. Again, here's the check, so I'm going to go in front of it. And then once you have the yellow done, then you will just fill in with the check in between each spot there. Alrighty. Now the brown center that I'm using tonight, I do have another YouTube channel, or not channel, video, and I will link that in from Facebook, but I also will link it in the description box if you are watching on YouTube to show you how to make this. I call it my seated center. So again, we're going in front of the check mesh. And I've already made a video, so I don't want to sit here, and actually it's in 2 videos, and I don't want to sit here and show you guys how to do that because you've already seen it. And a lot of you have already seen it, and if you haven't, just look for the description in box below, and I will leave you a link. Okay. All right. So now we're just going to finish off. All right. We're going to just finish off, and now we're going to go, so now we have 5 spaces, and so now we're going to go between those, and that's where the check is going to be. All right. Let's see how big of the ring, is in the zip tie. I use, I shared it on my Facebook page the other day. I had a link to the zip ties I use, and I will try to actually put that in this. But I use, they're like 40-pound zip ties, and I just really like, I feel like they're really easy on my hands. I know you get some brands and it's just like, it's hard to pull. I have these 6-inch ones that I bought from like Menards, and I can't hardly pull them. I might as well throw them away. So you're still going to be doing, this can be a little bit persnickety, I guess is a good way to put it. So, but I'm going to show you what it looks like with the yellow center we just did, and then with the dark brown. And we're almost done, and I am going to put some leaves on the back of it. Okay. Oh, well, thank you. I just saw part of somebody's, they used to make wreaths for years, but then they started watching my videos. Well, if I can inspire you to create something pretty, I just get a big, I just love it. I find that crafting is very therapeutic for a lot of people. Do you find that? You know, I also find that people just want to learn how to make something, put on their front door. So, but I do have other tutorials that I sell if you've made it this far in the video. And I know that so many of you have purchased my tutorials and have joined my private groups. You guys are amazing. We do have a Christmas tree, and in the Christmas tree group, there's angel wings, there's a flower, another flower, and a poinsettia that I did for a magazine a few years ago, Country Sampler magazine. And then I have the, let's see, the flower trio. I have the flower trio and flower collection. Those are 2 different tutorials. But I do have a group for the flower trio, and I just did a live, I think it was Friday night, on how to take that tutorial, and I think that would make the 5th wreath just based on that tutorial. Plus there's a Christmas tabletop centerpiece that is super cute in there. And then of course I have an apple blossom and a marigold group, and you know, so we do lives in there too. All right, so that is what the basic wreath looks like. And I kind of like, you can really, this is really kind of moldable. It just kind of shapes. It just kind of, this technique, I feel like when you do it, you don't have to do much, what do you call it, rearranging. So here's the back of it. It looks really nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put some leaves. And I've already cut my leaves out, and these are cut at 11-inch, the green poly burlap. You're going to need 5 of them. So I'm just going to, just wherever you can get closest to this bracket. So I'm going to put it right here. It's pretty close to the bracket. And if you've watched me do the leaves, it's just simple. And then we're just going to put that right there. You don't have to do leaves if you don't want to, though. It's really up to you. So wherever the bracket is where I'm putting a leaf. And if you wanted to put, you could put leaves in there too. All right. So I really appreciate it when you guys help me out and you answer people's questions. You guys are the best. It really does help because I can't see everybody's questions as I'm doing the live, and I don't want to stop working and try to find questions because I know there's other things you guys need to be doing. So I like it when I see everybody helping me out. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Trying to make sure it doesn't go through the mesh. And then I will show you the middles and we will be done. Now, a lot of people ask me, what do you cover the back of your wreaths? I cut, I already have a lot of these cut, but I just take felt and I line it and I mark it and I just cut it with a rotary cutter. And then I just will poke holes in the felt along the sides, and I will even attach one of my business cards so that when my customers look at the back of the wreaths, they can remember who they bought it from. And I don't see my piece of felt. So you would just take it and you would put it and just put holes and attach it with your zip tie. It's just really simple. And then you just pull your zip tie through and you're going to cut that. So that got a little smushed, I guess is a good way to put it. Putting my leaves, but I love how the green looks. I'm a leaf person, so you'll very rarely ever see one of my flowers without the leaves. That's just the way I am. So I'm trying to fluff it up because we patted it down. So if we were going to put our yellow center, we would just run our pipe cleaners through the middle of that canvas and I would twist it on the back. And so that is what it would look like with the yellow center. Do you guys like that? Let me know what you think. So that's the yellow center, but we're not going to do it with the center. We are going to do it with, let me get it, this brown looped center. And I've already made it because I've showed you how to do this before. I will have the link in the description box below of how to do it. So what I did is I have found that these little, I've shared this again on my Facebook page. They're about 4.5 inch like coaster. My grandmother used to make coasters out of yarn out of these. And you can get a pack at like Hobby Lobby for like $2, I think. And you get like 8 of them. So I just thought they're the perfect size. And so I'm going to just take a piece of wire. This is something new I've been doing. Instead of attaching zip ties through the ends, which I've showed you before, I'm going to go through the middle here with my wire. I gotta find the hole, okay? And then I'm gonna go on the other side here. And I'm just gonna pull my wire through and nobody will see the wire. All right, and then I'm just gonna take it and put it down in the middle of my wreath. And then after you put the center on is when you're going to want to put that felt on the back. So let's just take it and I'm going to tie this in the back here so you guys can see. And as I bring it down, I'm going to bring it down pretty good. My customer wants to put this in between her doors. And I do like this wreath because it is a thinner wreath. So as you can see, I just am twisting that. I'm going to cut that and just run it back through. But that is the finished wreath. And I did do this in a natural color. This is just a jute, what do you call that? Jute tubing, faux jute tubing. So that is, I don't like the way that one is laying, so I'm just going to mess with it here. But hey, listen, make sure you like and follow my page so that you can get notified the next time I go live. Make sure you join my group and we will do this again. Thank you so much for sticking with me. You guys are the best and I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. So enjoy, you know, just enjoy the weather and the beautiful spring weather and I will see you again. All right. Thanks for joining me tonight. Bye-bye.